And welcome everybody to another Goat Locker Racing recruitment race. This is our last recruitment race before season number 2 starts up in our truck series. This should be a lot of fun racing here this evening at AutoClub Speedway, one of my favorite tracks out there. Big 2-miler. We're going to hold it at night and should be an absolute blast. I'm flying solo here this evening as Jamie is out doing some good vacationing with the family. So we should have a guest up in the booth a little bit later on, but for now, well, you guys are just stuck with me. A lot of great
Y'all let me
racing
know
in
when we cleared
practice.
up.
Got
We'll
to
be
see
on
a
the
lot of
front
guys
porch
get
over
out
here.
there and have a lot of fun. We've got a big field here tonight as we got close to 30 trucks here, and it's going to provide for a whole heck of a lot of great racing. Auto Club can be a little bit tricky. Some people think with that big 2-mile track, there's a lot of room to move. But when you're coming through these corners and and really wheeling these trucks around, it can become a little bit tricky. But we're going to see guys that are going to take the low line. We're going to see guys in the middle of the track, and we're going to see guys up against the wall. As there are a lot of different avenues to get around this track here this evening. But qualifying is wrapping up for these guys here. And as it continues to wrap up, we'll just going to hang out and watch and see how tonight's race goes. We do have 75 laps here this evening, so a little bit longer of a recruitment race, but we really want to put these guys to the test here this evening. 65% fuel, so they're going to be forced to make a couple pit stops here tonight, and a limited set of tires in the pits as well. I'm not going to lie, it feels a little weird that I'm up here talking to myself. But everybody seems to enjoy it, so we're going to continue on with it. But qualifying is wrapping up here very shortly, so we'll get to our starting grid here for this evening. As I said before, we have a big field here tonight, so it'll take a little bit of time to get through everybody
Okay,
and
we're
get the
griding
starting
up.
lineup down.
Whoever's on the
But,
front porch.
but we will start off with our pole winner here this evening, Jonah Colbert, and that number 34 machine from JC Motorsports with a lap time of 41.398. So
Jesus,
congratulations to Jonah,
42 cars.
last season's champion, as a matter of fact, for taking the pole here this evening. His outside is going to be Jacob Manning in that number 32. Starting in
Thank you,
third is going to be
Lieutenant, and
Ryan
good luck.
Pendleton, another Goat
Thank you,
Locker
Patrick, for bringing us
racing
out.
guy. And in that number 23 truck. Starting his outside is Jason Higginbotham in that number 19. Starting in fifth is another
Thank
Goat
you,
Locker
Ed.
Racing affiliated driver. One of the mainstays here, Cody McElwain, who I know loves Auto Club. And then number 6, Jam Printing and Promotions Machine. Starting in sixth is going to be Tommy Cook in that number 28. Starting in seventh is Micah Leo in that number 74 from Bay Racing E Motorsports. To
The
his
red
outside,
teams
Clayton
in
A.
this
Johnson
league.
in that number 20 machine. Starting in ninth is going to be Jamin Mullins in that number 66. Starting in
Yeah, but
10th from
there's
Indy Autosport is Trevor McManus in that number 9 machine. Starting in 11th is Brett Retterer in
What'd
that
you
number
say?
97 from Acadian Motorsports. And his outside is going to be Josh
yes,
Thompson
there are
in
teams.
that number 33 from
People have
Avenger
teammates,
Motorsports.
but there's no official
Starting
team
in 13th
standings.
is going to be
I don't
Billy
believe
Hensley
this.
in that number 18.
Maybe this season.
Starting in
I don't know.
14th, Ray Schroeder in that
Not
number
last season.
42. Starting 15th, Justin
I
Hendry
was
in the
going
number
quiet on
85. And to
12
his
there.
outside, Mike Browning, another Indy Autosport entry in the
Okay,
number 4
maybe I was
machine.
thinking about maybe.
Starting 17th is going to be
Yeah,
Philip
maybe I might
Chartier
team
in
with
the
them over.
133. Starting in 18th is our good buddy Charles Stevens
Hey, Mike,
Jr. in
Mike,
the
you
number
got that?
88 from Big Fish Motorsports. Starting in 9th is Andrew Kurtz in that number 48 from PK Motorsports. Starting 20th is going to be Derek Clifton in the number
Are we going
79.
quiet
Starting
on lap 12
21st,
or 13?
Mike Bertos in the number 43. To his outside, William Piano Man Schroeder in the number 14. Starting 23rd is Brock Wright in the number 13 from Pennsylvania Racing.
I agree with that.
Starting 24th is going to be Travis Beaver in
I
the
think you said
114 from
12.
PKM Racing. Starting 25th is going to be James Kaufman in that number
You
26.
guys got me? Like that.
Starting 26, Tony Minton in the number 27. Starting 27th is Nate
Okay,
Moyer
that
in the
makes
971 from Simbox Motorsports.
Same here.
Starting 28th is Phil the Hitman Monzo in number 44. 29th, Tavian Newkirk in the 54 machine. 30th, Philip Groner. 31st, Tim Bills in the number 77 machine. Starting 32nd, it's our good buddy over there, Joe Yakes from Indy Autosports as well in the number 87. Starting 33rd is Eddie Smith, another JC Motorsports entry in that number 25. Starting 34th is going to be Donald Stewart in that number 78. Starting 35th, Dave Camara in the 02. 36, Ralph Blair in the 59. 37th, Patrick. Well, that's me, and I'm not actually racing in this thing. Starting 38th is Dean Webb. 39th, Doug Deal from Simbox Motorsports as well in the 977. 40th, Dave Kirkpatrick in the 72. 41st, Mac Bryant. And 42nd, Thomas Finsler. And that, this evening, is the largest field we've ever had as we filled the field out here tonight. So we'll head back up front here as we get ready to get underway. Pace truck is going to hang that hard left, and we are getting ready to see the green flag come out. And 42 trucks take the field here at AutoClub Speedway. Green flag is out, and they are off. Great start up front as everybody is still running nose to tailgate. No one seemed to get away from anybody on that first start there. And as they head off into turn one, we're going to see just how they're going to be able to navigate it here a little bit as we're going to see trucks go all over this track here tonight. And number 24, Machine still putting up a fight to the outside of Jonah Colbert there, but Jonah Colbert's able to clear. And now we see Cody McElwain making a move down towards the inside as he's trying to make his way up towards the front. We continue to watch through the field here a little bit. Lap number one is going to come complete. Jonah Colbert is still holding on to this lead, and he will be the leader of lap one here this evening. A lot of great racing back through the field right now. We'll try to keep up with it all, as many trucks as we've got that have taken the starting grid here this evening. So we'll take a look back through the field here a little bit. We'll focus in on some of the racing that's going on here a little bit. Jason Hibberbottom in the number 19 and back at third place. Ryan Pendleton is in fifth place at this point in time, looking underneath the 28 of Tommy Cook for that position. As I think a little bit of tire conservation is coming into play. And now we're starting to see Trevor McManus work his way up through the field. He's worked up to 8th and sets his sight on 7th position. And this field still with a lot of trucks racing side by side. We're still seeing a few different lines throughout the field here. Jonah Colbert still enjoys a pretty good lead here. He's pulled away to about 0.3 of a second. As you can see, I mean, just a lot of trucks running side by side at this point in time. It looks to be a little bit of a tight squeeze there, right, for that 19 truck and the 23, but they both make it out just fine. We'll continue to kind of watch some of the field as they go by here a little bit, as we've got 21 trucks on the lead lap here. Head back up front and check in on our leaders. That lead is kind of stabilized for the 34 truck as he continues to lead this race as he's done from the drop of the green flag. Most of the trucks back through the field at this point in time are running single file. We've got some good battles going on back here for 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th place. As these guys continue to mix it up a little bit, we've got some 3-wide action with the 4 truck of Mike Browning down to the inside. 33 truck as well as mixed up into this of Josh Thompson.
Sorry about that, 133.
We got a lot of great racing as that completes lap number 5 of our scheduled 75 here this evening.
My spotter is wrong.
Take a look at the 85 entry of Justin Hendry now back at 13th position. One of the biggest movers of the race we've had so far is William Piano Man Schroeder. He has moved up 7 spots now up to the 15th position, so having himself a nice race. Check back in on Cody McElwain here in that number 6 Jam Printing and Promotions truck as he is settled into 8th position. I have to believe he is just conserving a little bit of his tires at this point in time. Has not made any real aggressive moves to push that truck up front, just biding his time. As it looks like some of the guys back in the pack are starting to move in on our leader. As we continue to watch some of this racing here, I'll let everybody that tunes into the Goat Locker Racing Network. Oh, we do have a crash back in the field. We'll go back and take a look here. It doesn't look like it's going to bring out the caution as everybody continues to go. Try to take a look back here a little bit of who got involved in that accident. But it's definitely going to mix up the running order here a little bit as some of the I believe Ryan Pendleton was wrapped up into that accident. As we go back and take a look at him, but all the trucks are pointed in the right direction, so we stay under green here. But as I say, thanks to everybody that tunes in on the Goat Locker Racing Network. One of the things we're going to do here this evening on lap 12 is we are going to observe a moment of silence for our fallen warriors over in Afghanistan today. So we'll silence all radio comms and broadcast in honor of those. Goat Locker prides itself on being a veteran run. Myself and Jamie are both retired chiefs from the Navy, and a lot of our drivers out here are veterans, police officers, firefighters, and first responders. So today's tragedy definitely hit all of us and hit close to home for all of us. So coming up on lap 12, we'll go silent and just watch and enjoy the race. And remember those warriors that made the ultimate sacrifice today. The battle for the lead was heating up there as the number 24 truck. It says 24 on the side, it says 32 in timing. We'll just go with the one that's on the side of his truck. As the 24 truck of Jacob Manning had pulled up to the tailgate of Jonah Colbert. I think that draft is really starting to come into play here. And we've seen him a couple different times really get on the back end of the truck. And he's trying to make the move to get up there and lead this race. That'll wrap up lap number 9 as we get ready for lap number 10 here. Jonah Colbert continues to lead, and we stay under green. 65 laps left here to go. Been some great racing back through the field, and a lot of tight racing as no one's really been able to check out from the field. And you could throw a blanket over our top 4 drivers right now as that 24 truck pulls underneath the 34 Jonah Colbert and positions himself going down into 3 to take the lead of this race. We'll have to see as they come off of 4 here. Jonah Colbert's going to have a pretty decent run on the high side as he keeps that truck wound up. But it's going to be close at the line who led that lap there. It looks like Jonah Colbert maintained the lead, so still only one leader of this race thus far. So we're coming up on lap 12 here. We are going to silence the broadcast in remembrance of those that lost their lives today in Afghanistan, and we'll ask the drivers to do exactly the same. So all right, drivers, this is lap 12. Please keep the race comms clear. Action is heating up front here as we're seeing 3 wide as Trevor McManus is wasting no time trying to get up front. He made some pretty aggressive moves there. The 24 truck of Jacob Manning has taken over the lead of this race as the 34 is now going to come under fire from Trevor McManus. There are a lot more trucks joining the battle up front right now. There's some extremely tight racing going on up front as we continue to watch some of these trucks. Wow, there is some battling going on up front, all the way back to 7th position where Cody McElwain has worked his way up to these guys as well. So there are 7 trucks right now that are battling for the lead of this race, and it has just been some outstanding racing here so far at AutoClub Speedway. We're going to start to really see at this point in time the tire fall off, who really ran their truck a little bit too hard, who saved some of that equipment to continue to move their way up to the field here. Coming up on lap number 15 of scheduled 75 here this evening. It has been all green flag racing so far. Again, thanks to everybody that tunes in on the Goat Locker Racing Network. This is our final recruitment race before Season 2 starts.
Sorry about that, guys.
A lot of great racing going on here this evening. And I tell you, that is just very indicative of what you're going to see when you come race with Goat Locker. We have some of the best drivers out here, some of the just most skilled guys, and a lot of guys out here race with a lot of respect for one another. Again, as I was talking about before in the broadcast, we built Goat Locker around veterans and around those core group of guys and gals that support veterans, that serve as police officers, firefighters, and first responders, and those that just really support those groups. And so we have a lot of fun when we come out here. We race hard. We're extremely competitive. We have a lot of clean racing that happens and a lot of respect between all of these drivers. So it is always a blast to come out here and broadcast these races. I'm not going to lie. I wish I was behind the wheel of a truck right now. But somebody's got to broadcast the race, so I'm up in the booth. These guys are out here having a blast, and I'm having a blast actually watching them. Because now we're seeing Trevor McManus position that number 9 truck and try to take over the lead here. He's pulled to the inside of the 24 truck. Race in and race out. We always see Trevor McManus. If he doesn't start up front, we usually watch him work his way up to the front. He's one of the drivers that does really well at taking care of his equipment and being able to pace himself to be better in the long run. And what Trevor has learned, and a lot of these drivers have learned in our series, is exactly what I was talking about. We tend to have a lot of long green flag runs, so guys will take it a little bit easier on the start of these races, knowing that we're not going to see a whole lot of yellows, and that's what you're seeing out of Trevor right now. He started back in 10th position, but now has worked himself all the way up to the lead of this race.
There's no stages or anything like that. It's just straight out, get 75, right?
Come on, guys. What the hell? Patrick, you got a copy? Your damage is taking trucks in.
As we continue to watch up front here, the 24 truck was able to move his way back around one more time. Now we take a look at the truck of Michael Leo Jr. In that number 74, who's moved up 4 spots as well. So he's having a great night here tonight. Jason Higginbotham in the number 19 truck, who we've had a chance to talk about a couple times, still solidly in the top 5. Or in the top 4, and Cody McElwain has now moved himself up into the 4th position, moving around that number 19 machine. So he continues to work his way forward here. And if I know Cody, he's going to have something to say about who's going to win this race here tonight. This is one of his favorite tracks, and I've been driving with him for over a year, so I know he was salivating to get on the track here tonight. So fun to watch him work his way back up through the field here, and I bet we'll see him up front in no time. But our biggest mover of the race, quite honestly, no surprise whatsoever, is Eddie Smith. He's up 23 spots from his starting position and all the way up into 10th position. So having himself a hell of a night, and one of the drivers that won a couple races last year with us, and a lot of fun to watch. Him and Jonah Colbert are teammates, and you never can count him out. I don't care if he started back in 42nd position. He was going to find his way up to the front eventually here. But we're up on lap number 20 now. 55 laps left here to go. And the Goat Locker Racing Truck Series Recruitment Race number 3. Still all under green flag here this evening with a lot of great side-by-side racing. But we'll go back up front and check in on our leaders. Jacob Manning is taking back control of this race. Trevor McManus is back to try to chase him down. probably going to catch me at least a couple times tonight just actually watching the race, because it has been some great racing here. And one of the things I enjoy so much about AutoClub is just the different lines that these drivers will take to make speed around this track. As we talked about on the onset of this thing, you will watch them go low, you'll watch them stay high, you'll watch them go somewhere in the middle. There are so many different racing groups here at AutoClub, it makes it a very fun track to drive. And especially here at night, with the temperatures a little bit cooler and the track temperature staying cooler, these trucks are making a whole lot of grip. And so it is going to be interesting to see here as well when pit strategy starts to play out a little bit, when these guys are going to start bringing these trucks down pit lane, because I suspect they're going to at least have to make 2 stops with the 65% fuel here tonight. But Jamie and I have been known to talk about pit strategy and race strategy before, and then watch these drivers make a fool out of us. So I say that, and who knows? Maybe they'll just go the entire length of the race. I don't know what the heck I'm talking about, but I doubt it. But we'll see. My gut tells me if they've got to make at least 2 stops, they will cut this race into thirds. So somewhere around lap 25, I would suspect that our leaders will come down pit road if they can make it to lap 25, which I assume they can. If I was behind the wheel of the truck, that's exactly the way I would kind of cut this thing up. Tire wear definitely comes into play here a little bit, as the times have fallen off about 2 seconds a lap at this point in time, 1.5 to 2 seconds a lap. So come grab yourself 4 fresh tires, grab you a full tank of fuel, and get back out there and get racing. But, it should be really interesting to see as these guys continue to race around here. But we'll go back in and check in on Jonah Colbert, who is our early leader. Really looking like he used his equipment up, as at this point in time he is falling back to 6th position, and he is all the way 3.5 seconds back, and his teammate Eddie Smith has caught up to him as Eddie Smith continues to work his way up to the field. As we continue to watch here a little bit, we're going to see we've had a couple people come on and off pit road here, but we'll continue to watch here a little bit as the 2 JC Motorsports teammates are lined up nose to tail right now, running back in that 5th and 6th position. And we're starting to see some of those pit stops taking place right now as we've hit that magical lap number 25. These drivers are going to cut this race into thirds. So green flag stops are underway.
Thanks for not hitting me.
We'll wait to see when some of these other leaders come down pit road. Cannot stay out too long. I'd imagine this time around we'll see Trevor McManus hit pit road along with Cody McElwain and Jason Higginbottom, Eddie Smith, Johnny Colbert. So some of these guys that have stayed out are going to have to bring these trucks down pit road. So we'll watch our leader right now, and here he comes down pit road. 9 truck to pit road, 6 truck to pit road. All those trucks that didn't pit the last time by are pitting this time by. Couple lockups getting onto pit road, but some good. Everybody seems to get those trucks under control and woed up. So we'll have to see where these guys sort out, as the ones that pitted the lap before are going to have those fresher tires, and they're making up, track time and lap time right now. Oh, as it looks like Trevor McManus has to back up just a little bit into his stall, overshoots it just a tad. Shouldn't hurt too bad here on the green flag stops, as we're seeing. We'll have to kind of sort out here some of the different pit strategies. 9 truck is gone, as we see Eddie Smith behind him pulling away. 6 truck of Cody McElwain with a great pit stop there is going to pull out right on the tailgate of Trevor McManus. And again, we're going to wait to see where these guys come out, as we're going to see it right here. Jacob Manning is going to have a commanding lead after those pit stops by pitting that 1 lap early. As Trevor McManus is still trying to get up to speed, Jacob Manning is pulling away. We'll take a look here very shortly on pit stop times and all that. But right now, Jacob Manning is out to almost a 4-second lead over the 74 truck of Michael Leo Jr. And now Cody McElwain has
43
moved
fitting
himself into third place, but finds himself 4.5 seconds back. So some pit strategy coming into play here. And that number 24 truck really has a commanding lead at this point in time. So we'll take a look at the pit strategy right now of our leaders, and we'll see that Jacob Manning looks like he only came down, tanked up with fuel, and took off, as I'm showing his pit stop time of only 5 seconds. So that would definitely explain the difference here. Michael Leo Jr. Looks like a good 4-tire stop at 12.2 seconds. Cody McElwain with a little bit longer of a stop there with 16.4. So you're seeing some different strategies throughout here. And we'll go back and take a look at, I'm not sure what happened to Trevor McManus, as I don't see him up in the top at this point in time. So not exactly sure what happened there, if he got a pit road penalty or something along those lines. I tried to find him at this point in time. And there he is out on track, back in 20th position. So not sure if he had penalty there, or that truck got a little bit loose on it and he had to catch it, or what exactly happened. But one of our early contenders is well back in the field right now after that round of green flag stops. We have made it all the way through those green flag stops here, and we continue to stay under green as we're getting ready to come up to lap number 29 of our scheduled 75 here this evening. Trevor McManus still is on the lead lap here, so must have just gotten a little bit loose, had to catch that truck, and he is back underway. So a little bit of a change of events there for sure. But we're starting to see here a little bit too, and pull up in our lap times. And we're definitely going to start seeing the difference in tires show up here very shortly, as it looks like our leader only took fuel only on that stop, and we're seeing the second place truck of Michael Leo Jr. Really start to eat into that. You'll see over the past handful of laps, he's made up of almost an entire second on our leader. Cody McElwain has got himself positioned in third position right now, not too far behind Michael Leo Jr. So both of those trucks continue to move up through the field here. A little damage to the rear of that truck, but doesn't seem to be affecting Cody McElwain too much here, as he continues to battle up front. Through a great set of pit stops, Jonah Colbert has moved himself up into fourth position. Wouldn't you know it, that feller, Eddie Smith, has moved himself up into the top 5. Bill Hensley in that number 18 truck, we haven't had a chance to call his name tonight. They're doing a great job here. Got himself up into the 6th position. David Camera in that 02 truck, again having a nice night, up 28 spots. Joe Yakes, we knew it was going to happen. Those Autosports guys always find their way up towards the front here, but he has moved himself solidly up into the top 10, up into 8th position. Josh Thompson at number 33 machine at 9th, and rounding in our top 10 right now is another Indy Autosports entry of Mike Browning in that real good-looking number 4 truck. Go back and take a look at Doug Neal from the Sim Box there in that 977, a great-looking truck. And as I always give a shout-out to Doug Neal, he does build button boxes for those sim racers out there. So please hit him up after the race. Check him out on Facebook and a lot of different things. But for all your button box needs, be sure to hit up Doug over there at Simbox. But real cool looking truck here this evening. Glad he comes out and races with us. Check back in on one of our other Goat Locker drivers, Ryan Pendleton, in the number 23 machine. Again, having himself a, well, I'm not going to say a great night. Got into some early trouble there, but was able to get through those green flag stops, find himself back in 18th position right now. But working his way up. Trevor McManus continues to try to work his way up after that round of green flag pit stops, getting back out on track. Wasn't the best to him, we'll put it that way. So we head back up front here. Jacob Manning Jr. continues to lead here tonight in the Goat Locker Truck Series recruitment race, and has himself a pretty decent lead here. It almost looks like that has kind of stabilized itself out as he continues to run some decent lap times here. A little bit slower than our second place truck, but not significantly, which is a little bit surprising right now. Michael Leo Jr. in that 74 truck continues to make some ground up on our leader, and so does Cody McElwain. So we'll have to see as this continues to go. I'd imagine these drivers are going to get to lap 50 and then make their final stop here this evening. So we'll see another green flag stop here at about 15 laps. And caution has come out for the first time here this evening. Go back and take a look and see exactly what happened as Trevor McManus has gone around. And the 76 truck as well has gone around. And we'll try to rewind it here a little bit and see what happens.
For the pace car and 2.
I'll get a wave around. Get 1 in the back. There goes my night with
As we're looking back through the field here, trying to catch up with Trevor McManus. We lose him there, and then all of a sudden he's around. So not 100% sure what happened there, but a couple trucks off the track, and that is what brings out the first caution here tonight on lap number 35.
Mike, check. Is there any quick repairs?
Should be one, man.
So we'll have to see, as I'd imagine. Most of the trucks will come down pit lane. They've been out on track for at least 10 laps here, and don't want to leave tires sitting in the pits here. So, yep, and we're going to start to see these guys come down pit lane right now. All our leaders down on pit road. We'll have to see if there's a little bit different strategies here, but I'd have to imagine Jacob Manning is going to grab 4 fresh tires, because he did not grab any tires that last pit stop. Take a look at Cody McElwain's stop as well, as he pulls that number 6 machine into his pit box.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
No. He's taken 4 tires himself here. And so I think we're seeing a little bit different pit strategies up and down the board here, as it looks like a couple trucks got away a little bit early there, so we'll take a look at those as well. And it looks like James Kaufman in that number 26 machine was a fuel-only stop there. Jacob Manning does take his 4 tires this time around. Bill Hensley with only about a 10-second stop, so I'd imagine that was a 2-tire stop in fuel. So some different strategies playing out throughout the field here as those JC Motorsports guys, well, Eddie Smith at least, on a 2-tire stop.
You come out of the corner like that, you come up the wall instantly.
Before you call me out, go back and watch the replay. I was definitely
Take a break from the voice comms.
Looks like we're going to have a couple trucks that are going to stay out as well, probably try to take a wave around, at least get a lap back or so. So we'll continue to kind of watch timing and scoring as everything sorts itself out. But we are under caution number 1 here this evening. Lap 36 coming to completion of our scheduled 75. This is the Goat Locker Racing Truck Series recruitment race number 3. We've got a season number 2 starting here very shortly. Had a lot of great recruiting races, this one being one of the biggest fields we've seen thus far this year, and just outstanding racing all throughout the field. And I expect to see a lot more as we're going to stack it back up and try it again.
Yeah, there was no fast repairs.
There was one fast repair, but if you didn't uncheck it on your first pit stop, you used it then.
Outside. Outside 18.
It looks like they're still trying to get sorted out here a little bit on the starting lineup here, but they continue to kind of get things sorted out. As now we see the number 13 machine of Brock Reich, as we haven't had a chance to call him out here this evening in that cool-looking Nickelodeon truck. So good to see him out front as well. But these guys that are out here on a little bit older strategy, it's going to be interesting to see how some of these other guys and their strategy play out. As we got some guys on 2 tires, no tires, and then of course 4 tires. As our early leader, the number 24, Jacob Manning, has got himself 4 fresh tires. So pace truck is off, and we're getting ready to get back underway. As the 26th truck of James Kaufman starts this race off, is able to get himself out to a little bit of a lead here, but going to have a lot of hard racing back through the field. Number 24 machine is not going to waste any time now as he powers that truck up down on the inside. He's going to easily clear the 26 going down the backstretch and take command of this lead of this race one more time. My goodness, that was an impressive move. Back across the track there is we've got some 3-wide racing all the way back through the field right now. These differing tire strategies are really going to start to show up. And caution has come back out as Tony Minton, it looks like he has gone off the track. We'll try to catch it here.
What the hell, guys?
Not 100% sure. Looks like he was down underneath a truck, gets really loose, sends it down through the infield, and that's what's going to bring us into caution here tonight.
Pit road for a wreck.
Caution number 2 here tonight, coming up on lap number 40 of 75 here tonight. And again, it's been a lot of great racing here so far, but we'll see. Sometimes you get that old adage of cautions breed caution, so we'll stack them back up here again and see if we can't get another long green flag run to end this race. But we definitely got some trucks on some different strategy here, so as these trucks try to maneuver their way around trucks on older tires and 2 tires and things like that, it does get a little bit dicey, and it's a little bit difficult. So
it's definitely
have to take their time and really focus on making these passes.
I can't tell.
All right, thanks, man.
Doesn't look completely folded up or anything. It just looks like it's got some bumper damage.
While we're under caution here, let me take the time to thank our sponsors. One of the easiest ways to do it is to focus in on Cody McElwain and the number 6 machine. Jam Printing and Promotions is a great veteran-owned business that has really done a lot for us. If you check out our Discord and our Facebook and you see the cool hats and everything that we give away, Jam Printing and Promotions are the ones that do those for us. And they do a lot of other things as well, as we've got some new prize packs that are going to be coming out for season number 2. So be on the lookout for those, but a huge shout out to them. Gill Insurance Advisors is another big supporter of us, and we do appreciate them as well. G2G Trailers, Travis Lee Creative, just all the veteran-owned businesses and veterans out there that make this thing go around. We do truly appreciate everybody's support, and for all those that show up and race, it means a lot to us over here at Goat Locker Racing to see you out here on the track and participating with us. And, tonight's race makes me really excited for season number 2 coming up, because if we can have fields of trucks like these and to have some of the great racing we've seen thus far here this evening, season 2 is going to be a whole heck of a lot of fun for sure.
Thank you to whoever cleared my black flag for me.
We'll go back in and check on our good buddy. Ooh, as the 88 truck has definitely seen better days, as the front end's a little smashed up on it, but Charles Stevens Jr., one of the mainstays over here at Goat Locker Racing and over at the Original Rebels, always pokes his head in on a lot of our streams and things like that. So got to give him a big shout out. Been a big supporter of ours as well. And then Tony Minton, always like talking about him. Before the start of this season, he threw out 2 paint schemes. And last year he ran a Captain Crunch paint scheme, and we talked about it quite a bit. And, quite honestly, Tony, that's the reason now I keep my pantry stocked with Captain Crunch, because now I crave it all the time. But he threw out 2 paint schemes, one of them being Captain Crunch and one of them not, and everybody voted no, man. You got to keep the Captain Crunch truck out there. And it's good to see that truck around the track. Travis Beaver, another one of the guys that has been racing with us. Good to see him out there, the 114. So a lot of great guys here. The Hitman's out there in that number 44 truck. Always a pleasure to have Phil out here on the track with us. So, and then Dean Webb here in that number 17 cool-looking truck as well. So a lot of great racers out here tonight. Some new faces, some old faces, but the same old Goat Locker Racing. Just good, hard racing and a lot of fun to watch. head back up front here as Jacob Manning is going to have control over this race in the number 24 machine. Bill Hensley in the number 18 is going to be his outside. Starting third is going to be James Kaufman. Cody McElwain is going to be starting in fourth, and Eddie Smith going to round out our top five. So this should be the dogfight's going to be on for sure. As the pace truck is pulled off, the field tightens up here, and we're going to get back under green one more time. 24 truck gasses up, and he gets us back underway here again. 42 laps complete of our scheduled 75 here this evening at AutoClub Speedway. We are going to be 3 wide for second place right now. As well, a couple guys think a little bit better of it. This number 6 machine of Cody McElwain dives underneath the 18. At this point in time, Eddie Smith continues to work his way up through the field. Dives down low, and we have got these guys that took those 4 fresh tires that are trying to make the most of them right now, get past some of these other guys that are on 2 tires and no tires so they can clear and be able to make their way up front. Caution is back out one more time here again. We'll take a look back here. Is not sure what brings out the caution. So it looks like all the trucks are pointed in the correct direction at this point in time. I do see the 02 truck very slow here on the front stretch, so not 100% sure what happened there. But we are back under caution one more time.
Ooh, how I stayed off of you. And nobody ran over me.
So we head back up front here. We had a great start to this race. A lot of green flag runs. Had a little bit of a rash of cautions here right now as we're back under caution one more time. Coming up on about 30 laps left here to go at AutoClub Speedway. It has been a lot of great racing, and really would like to see these guys get another green flag run in here, as we do have some guys with some different pit strategies here. And we continue to watch Eddie Smith move up through the field as he's now moved himself into third position. Jonah Colbert, one of the early leaders of the race here and our pole sitter from tonight, has moved himself back up into 5th position. So, and I know that Jonah's probably wanting these short runs, as that truck really wasn't the greatest on the long runs there. So we'll have to see if he's able to work his way up through. We have a couple trucks that have come down pit road for service, those that were a little bit further back in the field. So not surprising to see some of these guys come back down pit road, maybe get some repairs done if they've already used up that fast repair, or if they're just trying to hold on to it. So get the trucks fixed up while they can before we get back underway one more time here. Looks like we're going to have 23 trucks still on the lead lap here, but waiting on timing and scoring to kind of catch up to a few different things, and that'll all get sorted out. But again, what a great field of drivers here this evening. A lot of hard racing through the field. So we've had a small rash of cautions here, but I suspect we'll get back to green flag racing here and have a great finish to this race.
Man, this thing's got a nice interior.
As our leader is taking a ride inside the pace truck and having a good time. Sometimes when you get into these rash of cautions and you're just out there pacing around, you find ways to entertain yourself. I'm not gonna lie, I've done that a few times myself and just kind of cruised inside the pace car. So kind of fun, but they are lining back up 2 by 2 here. So next time by, we will get the green flag and get this thing back underway. Seeing another truck that's been able to work his way up through the field here. Another one of those Indy Autosport entries, the 87 truck of Joe Gates. having himself an outstanding night. Along with his teammate Mike Browning, he's going to start to his inside. So those Indy Autosports guys, well, Trevor McManus hasn't had the best of luck here this evening. A couple of the other teammates are up there battling it out, working their way up through the field. So we'll continue to watch those couple of drivers and see if they can't get up here and, well, honestly, see if anybody's got anything for Jacob Manning. Is once he's taken control of this race, he's pretty much stayed up there. But again, if I know Cody McElwain in the number 6 machine, he's going to have something to say, and he's going to get that truck powered up and try to take control of this race. As that pace truck's going to hang the hard left to go down pit road here. We'll wait for that 24 truck to launch, and we will get back underway. And the green flag is out, and we are back underway. And Jacob Manning gets a pretty good restart there. Field is tight right behind it, but he does clear Cody McElwain for, and so the race is going to be on for second place between Eddie Smith and Cody McElwain here. Oh, as that 24 truck takes a big arc down. Cody McElwain stays powered up next to the 25 truck, not wanting to give up that position. And caution is back out one more time here.
Keep it up, fellas. I need about 3 more of these.
All right. And you're going to be privy to something that normally we don't do on a broadcast, but queue up and have a chat with the drivers here this evening and see if we can't get this race cleaned up a little bit and get some green flag racing going on here. All right, fellas, we had a great bunch of racing to start this race off and a rash of cautions here. Let's see if we can't get it cleaned up and get back underway.
Is there any guys in here that currently run in this league? I got a question.
Yeah, I run. Trevor runs, Eddie runs, Cody runs, a lot of us run.
Hey, yeah, I'm already signed up and everything. I can't wait for the season to start. But like, what's the rule for like in the back when green flag drops? People like just come shooting up through the field like before the finish line. I mean, is that legal?
So we got some guys asking
some questions. It should be an honest restart. So, like, if you're going to pass somebody before the start-finish line, I would say...
So part of tonight's race is I'm running a little bit of race control as well, so you probably hear some of the drivers talking in the background and all that other fun stuff. But, you know, just trying to keep things clean here, as it looks like... we got some differing strategies here. We're going to have about half of our leaders come down pit road, knowing that they can make it from here all the way to the end. So going to go ahead and gas these trucks up and everything, and take the gamble that it is going to go green from this point forward, or at least have enough of green flag run. And we've got some trucks that have stayed out, so some interesting strategy playing out right here. But they get fuel here, they will be able to make it the entire way through the race. I swear one of these days I'll be able to English. It looks like most of the leaders are going to go ahead and take the 4 fresh tires. So they're going to have to battle through some traffic for sure. But they're going to be able to stay out on track and finish this race out, as they will have plenty of fuel to get that done. So different pit strategies here playing out, and a lot of fun here to watch.
I think everybody should pit here and just take fuel. Please.
We got a couple of drivers that are trying to get some laps back right now. They would probably wished everybody had come down pit road, but not everybody did. We've had a handful of trucks that have stayed out, and we're gonna have to see where some of these trucks that actually stopped are gonna rejoin the field. As right now, I am showing Jacob Manning back in 14th position, so that's a lot of trucks to be able to work their way back up and through, and it's going to be interesting to see if they're able to do that or not. With that core group of drivers right there between Eddie Smith, Cody McElwain, and Jacob Manning, it is going to be a lot of fun to watch them work their way up through the field. But the lead of this race is turned over to Joe Yates, and from the Indy Autosports machine. It's good to see the 87 up front here. He is going to take control over this race with Tommy Cook to his outside. Old Captain Crunch. going to be running in third position right now. So good to see him up front as well. Justin Hendry in that 85 machine out to his outside. And rounding out our top 5 is going to be Brock Reich. So still having himself a heck of a night here tonight. Some of these short runs definitely playing into the hand of some of these drivers when it comes to strategy. And again, as we go back and look, Jacob Banning is going to start back in that, looks like 14th position. So those boys are going to have a long way to go to get back up front here. But 25 laps to get it done, so we'll have to see. We'll head back up front here and check in on our leaders as the lights are off on the pace truck, and we're going to get ready to go back green one more time. Pace truck's going to hang the hard left. Turn control over to Joe Yates. He immediately takes off to get himself a great start there. Tommy Cook was not ready for that, as he's also going to get Tony Minton's going to move into second place. And the field continues to spread out here, but a great start there for Joe Yates, as he's out to 6/10 of a second lead already, as he wants to get as far away from the field as he can, knowing, you know, some of these other guys are going to be. Oh, we got a big wreck in the back of the field. Cody McElwain's involved. Our early leader of. Oh my goodness, we got trucks going everywhere right now.
Not a lot of thinking going on there, fellas.
And Cody McElwain is going to have to tow that truck back, and that is going to pretty much end the night for him. Oh, what a tough break there.
Hey,
We'll
took
try
a
to go
couple
back and take a
admins
look
with,
here.
Jonah, admin.
10-4.
We'll take a look at it from Cody
That's it,
McElwain's
man.
point of view as the 24
It's all
truck
about
splits them 3 wide here.
2 more.
As we continue to watch, the 18 and the
Sorry about that
26 are to
restart,
the
Justin.
outside.
I literally just bought this track today. I really don't know where the restart zone is.
And we continue to watch from Cody McElwain's point of view as it gets that 26 truck comes down off the wall, clips the 24, sends him sideways. The 18 gets into the back of the 26.
Going into turn 3.
And Cody McElwain is just an innocent bystander there. Absolutely gets clobbered in the side. Jonah Colbert takes some pretty evasive action not to get into Cody McElwain and ruin his night, but just some tough racing in the back there, and that is going to bring us back under caution here and take out a lot of our front runners that are now going to be
he went a little
damaged
early,
and towards the back of the field.
No big deal. Yeah, I was just anticipating it to be a little further up the front stretch, so I just, I wasn't ready. Yeah, and you were probably right. Because it should have been. I was going to move down because I saw you were ready. I was going to move down.
We have 24 laps left here to go in the Goat Locker Racing Truck Series Recruitment Race number 3. Great start to this race. We had 30-something green flag laps. We definitely had a little bit of a rash of cautions here. We'll hopefully get some of this cleaned up a little bit. These guys will get back underway, but as the laps wind down, the aggression level kicks up, and I think we're starting to see a little bit of it there. But that last caution really, we're going to have to call that one a racing deal, as that 26 truck bounced off the wall, just clipped the 24, and that's all it took to take out 4 trucks here.
Okay.
I was taking a drink.
A lot of great
I'm
racing
sorry,
here
I was
this evening,
taking a drink, man.
as
I'm
we've
so
had one of
sorry.
the biggest fields we've ever seen at a truck race before. We've still got a lot of drivers out here on the track. As you can see, timing and scoring going across the top at this point in time. We still do have over 20 trucks on the lead lap here tonight. So, still anybody's game here. 22 trucks is Phil the Hitman Monza is going to round out those trucks on the lead lap in
Front of your truck
22nd
don't look
position.
too good. I
These
don't know
trucks
if
are
it
going to
already
line it
looked
up
like that
2
though
by
from
2
earlier.
here. And we'll kind of await the restart. It is going to be interesting to see
You
when
got a small dent on your bumper. It's not
and
too
how
bad.
some of this strategy is going to play out, because some of those trucks came down pit
I ain't
lane
worried
on the
about it.
last
I'm
caution,
terrible to
were able to
distract
grab
anyway.
tires and fuel to make it to the end,
hate
while
this
these
place.
trucks up front right now, I don't think they're going to be able to make it all the way to the end on their strategy. So we'll continue to watch it a little bit here and see how it plays itself out. Well, not 100% who's just subscribed, but we appreciate everybody that follows us and subscribes on Twitch, and
Hey,
so
Philip,
thank
I'm
you
gonna let you go.
to
I'm a black
whomever
flag.
that
Your
is. I
internet's
don't
closed
actually
yet
have the Twitch
somehow,
chat
but,
up, so
I don't know what's
I
going on,
apologize
but
for that. But
I'm gonna let you, I guess
thanks
you
for
gotta come
tuning in and watching a great race here this evening at AutoClub Speedway. These
Okay,
truck drivers out here tonight have put on a heck of a show. Again, we've had a little bit of rash cautions here, but these drivers get things sorted out, and we'll get back to some really good green flag racing here. There are 23 laps left to go here tonight, and the lights are off on the pace truck. So we expect to see that thing hang a hard left down pit lane, and we'll get back underway.
What's up, guys? What's up?
I'll let you have it on the back stretch, Philip.
And Joseph Yates again powers that truck up almost immediately when that pace truck is clear and gets back underway, so he gets himself a nice lead. Tony Minton's able to hang on there a little bit as well, and the race is going to be on a little bit there for second place. As Tommy Cook in that number 28 machine now finds himself up in the second position. Andrew Kurtz hasn't had a chance to call his game all night, but that 48 machine is working his way up and through. And we're starting to see some of these other trucks take some pretty big moves here as the 133 finds himself, and Eddie Smith finds himself in the middle of a hornet's nest, but continues to try to make moves up through the race. And we see that the 88 machine got his truck all fixed up. We are 3 wide back here as we continue to watch the racing here. A lot of action going on through the field as these guys are going to jockey for position as the laps continue to wind down here with 21 laps left to go in the Goat Locker Racing Truck Series race. Joe Yates continues to lead here, but that 28 machine is definitely making up some ground on him as he's got fresher tires and is looking to make his move. Eddie Smith has moved himself up into 6th position as we've got 3 trucks that are 3 wide right now, right behind him. Tommy Cook moves down to the inside. Not going to be able to do anything with Joe Yates this time by. We'll continue to watch up front. Some of these other trucks continue to make their moves. Oh, it looks like Andrew Kurtz just bounces off the wall there. Keeps everything moving straight. Definitely going to lose a lot of positions there. But Eddie Smith is really starting to put on a show. And as he moves past the 0-2 of David Camera to move himself up into 3rd position. So we'll have to see here. It gets a little loose down below, but keeps that truck powered up. They still race side by side for 3rd position. Oh, we got a couple trucks back there that are having some connection issues. They're blinking in and out, so hopefully they're able to get their trucks out of the way and not cause any issues back there as we continue to watch this battle for 3rd position.
24, I got pushed up into you.
66 is coming out of the pit.
A lot of great racing back through the field here.
Oh, you're all good.
We'll go back and check and look at Jacob Manning, one of the dominant trucks here this evening, who got caught up in that accident. As he's working his way back up to the field, he's already up to 11th position. And I got to imagine that's a man on, well, he's a man on the mission right now to get that truck back up front and see what he can do. But the laps continue to wind down here this evening as now we see Eddie Smith is still trying to clear that 02 truck. He's got his truck up into the outside, but now the 02 truck is powered up down below. So they continue to race here. Knowing these laps are winded down, but Joe Yates continues to lead. And now Eddie Smith has got himself cleared for 3rd position and sets his sight on that number 28 truck. Wouldn't you know it, our good friend Charles Stevens Jr. in that 88 truck has moved himself up into the top 5. Great to see him having an awesome night here tonight. obviously got wrapped up in some of the earlier stuff. We saw the front end of his truck damaged. But great to see him up here in the top 5 as our top 4 trucks right now are really battling it out. Eddie Smith looks very strong through 3 and 4. Gets underneath that 28 truck and is going to try to clear him going down through 1 and 2 here. We'll continue to watch this battle up front as we got 4 trucks that are battling for the lead with 17 laps left to go. Again, we watched that 25 truck. He definitely has better tires than Joe Yates. Send it down into 3 and 4, power that truck up. I guess it was only a matter of time before we saw Eddie Smith move his way all the way up to the front. But with 16 laps left to go, Eddie Smith has got his eyes set on taking control of this race. With a power move down in 1 and 2, he clears Joe Yates. And Joe Yates is going to definitely have a run on him. Thinks a little bit more of it and backs. Looks like he backs it down a little bit. Now the O2 truck is going to challenge for second place. As the 87 of Joe Yates is able to hold off the O2 for right now. We'll take a look at Tommy Cook, who is now moved himself up into 4th position, having himself a good night. Again, our guy, Charles Stevens Jr. there, with 15 laps to go, having himself a great top 5 rank.
And loading up.
All right.
Oh, and we looks like, we got a truck that is blowing up on the back. Pulled off, and we'll continue to watch that. But as we watch some of this action happen, we do have a guest announcer up in the booth here this evening. He's going to join us for the final 15 laps. Welcome to the booth, Jake. Well, having a fun night here tonight, man. You know, it was a little bit of a caution fest there for a little bit, but these trucks definitely these drivers got it sorted out. Been some awesome racing. They do, almost like rabbits. As we talk about it quite a bit, it is an outstanding group of drivers that come out each and every week to the Goat Locker Racing Series, and it's been a lot of fun to watch these guys. And well, like I said, when you know Eddie Smith up front here, Joe Yates really isn't falling that far back. The O2 truck is falling off a little bit here. So Joe Yates really getting the most out of that 87 truck, even though he's on those older tires. Yeah, absolutely. Not sure if he's got enough fuel to make it to the end or not, though, as we still do have 12 laps left here to go. And it has been a while since he has been on pit road. It's been since lap 35. So 40 laps on a tank of fuel here tonight. I don't know, Jake. That we had quite a few cautions, but I still think that's going to be quite a stretch. Yeah, as I take a look back here at Ryan Pendleton, having himself a great night and recovering well up in 7th position. But here comes Jacob Manning. And I've watched him make a couple aggressive moves up through the field here, but he is definitely, as I said before, he is a man on a mission and wants to get up front. Yeah, he was involved in an accident there a few laps back and brought that truck down pit road, got that fast repair done, and Hey, he is flying through the field right now. As now we see Eddie Smith has opened up to a second lead over Joe Yakes. So he continues to lead up front here as we now have 10 laps left to go in the Goat Locker Racing Truck Series recruitment race here. Still looking forward to season number 2 coming up here shortly, especially after watching, the drivers that came out here tonight. Just what an awesome job they're doing. Yeah, those 3 trucks right there all pitted on lap 35. So again, not sure if those trucks are going to be able to make it all the way or not. Travis Beaver, who's worked himself up into 5th position, definitely can make it all the way as he pitted back on lap 47, so he is good. And of course, we know Jacob Manning pitted on lap 52. He's got the freshest tires in the field right now, but he still is quite a ways back from our leader. He's about 2 seconds back, so with 9 laps left to go, anything's possible, Jake. Well, I think it.
28 fitting.
I don't think you want to throw a heated blanket over that 24 truck right now. There's enough steam coming out of it. As he's going to join this battle for second place. But Eddie Smith continues just to absolutely set sail. And so we'll continue to kind of watch Jacob Manning. He's going to be able to make up that time. As he looks to be, he's making up some time for sure. He's been a couple tenths faster each lap. So, but those laps continue to wind down, and 1.6 seconds back right now. Oh, Joe Yakes is around. Oh, the 24 is able to get by, though.
I'm out of fuel.
Oh, my goodness, and we are back under caution. So we'll go back and take a look at that real quick here. As we see these 4 trucks, 5 trucks underneath the blanket. It looks like the 02 and the 87 just touch. Looks like a little bit of net code there. Touch going down the back straightaway. Which ends up sending the 87 sideways in front of 2 other trucks. Nothing Travis Beaver or Charles Stevens Jr. can do. But that 24 truck was able to avoid all of that, and he's going to find himself back up front here when we restart this race. Oh, and some other trucks get involved as well. Oh, my goodness. So a little mayhem here.
My spotter told me to go another lap, you motherfucker.
So back under caution here, but a great green flag run there. So good to see these guys get that green flag run in. Looks like the 02 truck is going to be, well, it looks like all 3 of those trucks have stayed out on track. As the ones that were involved in that accident there. But I got to imagine those trucks have got to come down pit lane and get some fuel. Here comes Joe Yakes. Here comes Charles Stevens Jr. So a couple of these trucks pulling down to grab some fuel, probably grab some tires as well, get those trucks fixed up. I mean, they're going to be able to really move their way up through the field, but there's just not going to be enough laps to work their way all the way back up front, I don't think.
Thanks for the push, brother. Appreciate you.
I've been there before. I understand the pain. It's even worse when you roll so
He's
far
had a little bit of
and
that
you end up
going
not
on for
even
sure.
being able to make it.
Joe
You're,
Yakes is
halfway
usually
down
a very
the road, and then you're like, well, shit, now I gotta restart.
cautious driver. I wouldn't call him too aggressive. You know, sometimes he takes some pretty aggressive moves. I've definitely seen him win races as well. Trouble seems to find him, that's for sure, Jake. Looks to be that he has. He's moved himself up into 4th position now, so we've got some trucks that have been able to work their way back up. We'll take a look at Doug Neal as well as he is continuing to work his way up through the field. He's found himself up into 6th position at this point in time, so we're going to have some new faces up front.
Where's the pace car at?
Coming out of 4th.
Yeah. and I believe I know what that is. So this week coming up in the Rebels series, it's a collegiate week, and so everybody's supposed to have their trucks painted up with their favorite college. And is that the University of Nevada on that? It's not UNLV, is it? I know Phil's from Nevada. I know he's in the Las Vegas area. I'm just not sure which college that is on that truck. BC? Is that Boston College? Oh, I believe that is the Boston College. I would have thought it was something Las Vegas. Wouldn't be the first time I'm wrong on a broadcast. Won't be the last. At least I got Jake around to keep me honest. As we're lined up 2 by 2, we're going to get the green flag with 4 laps left here to go. We do have 2 attempts at a green-white checkered here this evening, so we'll do everything we can to make sure we get this race completed under green. But Eddie Smith is going to have control of this race. But Jacob Manning in that 24 truck has been strong all night long, and he has the freshest tires of the guys up front by 5 laps. So we're going to see if that makes a big difference or not here. As Eddie Smith is going to be extremely hard to get around. As that Pace truck pulls off, Eddie Smith has control over this. Takes a little bit of early start in the box and clears everybody. And we're back under green with 4 laps left to go here. Looks like Ryan Pendleton is going to move himself up into second place and battle that number 24 truck. And I'm sure Eddie Smith is loving every minute of that right now as he continues to pull away.
Thanks, Steve.
This is going to move Ryan Pendleton back into the clutches of the 4 truck of Mike Browning, who's able to make that move around him, so moves himself up into 3rd position. Eddie Smith continues to lead here, and he's got about 0.3 of a second lead at this point in time, and we're coming up on 3 laps left to go. As I know Eddie Smith is white-knuckled, elbows up, knees up, anything that he can get up on the steering wheel of that truck right now and just giving it all he's got, because I have to imagine he knows the circumstances right now and knows that the guy behind him, who's been pretty dominant here tonight, has got a little bit fresher tires, so he is going to have to wheel that freaking 25 truck if he's going to get the win here tonight. He definitely is. As we come up on 2 laps left here to go, Jacob Manning is definitely closing that gap. The draft does play somewhat here in AutoClub, so he's keeping it up about a lane higher than Eddie is. And so you see him making up some ground on the straightaways as he's gaining the advantage of that draft. And Joe Yates, out of nowhere, has worked his way all the way up to the front. And he is by far and away got the freshest tires in the field. As now the 971 comes up through here. Oh, he's going to try. He squeezes it. Joe Yanks to the inside. They are 3 wide for the lead coming to the white flag.
Man, sweet.
And the caution has come out, and we were going to finish this thing under a green-white checker. Not sure what brings out the caution here this evening, but those guys that came down and grabbed tires came flying through the field, Jake. I did not expect that at all. Wow. As we got a couple wounded trucks here on pit road. Not sure exactly what happened, but Joe Yakes is going to take control of this race. Wow.
right.
As we take a look at the O2 truck right now, who's got a flattened right side of that truck as he brings it down one more time for some repairs. Rear end of that truck, the spoiler really shouldn't look like a V, so definitely going to have some handling issues with that truck when we get back underway. My goodness, I mean, Jake, we were just talking about it, you know, that didn't think those guys would have enough time to work their way up through the field. We're focused in on Eddie Smith and whether or not, you know, he was going to be able to hold on to the lead. And out of nowhere, here come these trucks. The 87 of Joe Yakes and the 971 of Nate Moyer, another one of the Simbox entries, just flying through the field. I mean, that was intense for sure. So, you know, apparently the strategy works out here because Joe Yakes and Nate Moyer are definitely going to have the freshest tires. They're going to line up nose to tail on the inside, Eddie Smith to the outside. But with, I mean, they have got 22 lap fresher tires than Eddie Smith. So at this point in time, that 25 truck is a sitting duck. There are a couple other trucks now. You know, Jonah Colbert back in 7th position. It was one of the trucks that pitted on lap 69. Andrew Kurtz as well, Tommy Cook, Charles Stevens Jr. So we've got about half the trucks that are going to restart in the top 10, top 12 here are going to be on those fresher tires. So it should be, well, I guess pretty dang intense again to see how they slice their way up through the field. As they are lined up 2 by 2, lights are out on the pace truck here. Joe Yakes is going to have control of this race again with him and Nate Moyer in that 971 with the freshest tires up front here. Next set of fresh tires is going to be back in 7th position. So I'd imagine Joe Yakes is going to try to get the best restart he can as he's going to be on equal tires with the truck behind him. Oh, yeah. He's going to start down on the inside, so he's going to have the room to make those moves. But this is going to be a wild finish here tonight. As the pace truck moves off, going to hang that hard left. Joe Yakes immediately stomps on the gas and takes off. Clears Eddie Smith to the outside. We are underway. 2 laps left here to go. Our first attempt at a green-white checkered. And Joe Yakes is cleared and set sail at this point in time. Boy, Eddie Smith is hanging on. Oh, Eddie doesn't care. He's like, I don't care if I got older tires, man. I'm going to get everything that I can get at this point in time. But we are going to take the white flag this time around here. Joe Yakes continues to lead, but that 971 truck is coming fast.
Hey, 87, you don't got to worry about it. I'm going to run out. Down the bottom, now the fuel, down the bottom.
The 971 runs out of fuel as I heard he come over race comms. That is going to be the only truck that's even close to Joe Yakes here this evening on fresh tires. And Joe Yakes has just got to get through 3 and 4, and he is going to take the win here tonight.
You win, Joe.
And
Thanks,
Joe
guys. That was an
Yanks
awesome
wins here
race.
tonight at AutoClub Speedway in the Goat Locker Racing Truck Series
Good win, Eddie.
final recruitment race. Congratulations to
Yeah, that
him
was
and
awesome
Indy
there
Autosports
when,
on the
we
win here
come up
tonight.
there with fresh tires and boys pretty wide.
I don't think that's the way the
It's good, man.
strategy in his mind should have played out. But man, it played out really well for him, and he brings home the win here tonight. 971 runs out of fuel on that final lap, the only one that was really going to challenge him here for the win. Eddie Smith holds on with those older tires to second place, and Doug Neal brings that lime green sim box truck
Eddie,
home
is
in
it
third
human?
position. So congratulations, guys. Hey. Great race tonight, drivers. A lot of fun to watch up here in the booth. Top three, please make it over to the Discord, to the waiting for your interviews. But anybody that's interested in joining the league, please look us up on Facebook, Goat Locker Racing. Shoot us a message. We'll get you the invite to Discord and over to the league. Season 2 is getting ready to start up, but can't say it enough. Great racing here tonight, gentlemen. Awesome, awesome job, and congratulations, Joe. All righty, that's the last time I should have to talk to the drivers. I can disconnect my wheel now. And we will head up front. And I believe old Joe's having himself a nice little smoke show. They'll get there. See, and Joe's going to park it right there on the victory lane and give us some nice TV shots here. So we appreciate it, Joe. So don't get out of the truck. Stay in the truck. It's good. It's good TV, man. It's good TV. Well, you're gonna have. I mean, if you got a direct line to Dale Jr., who's the executive director for iRacing, maybe you can just give him a call and see what he can do for us. Okay. Joe, where are you going, man? Joe, stop driving the truck. You won the race, Joe. Go do what you want. We'll give him a second. Second, a little. He's just going to take a backwards lap here, I guess. Well, we'll give him a chance. Let's go ahead and grab Eddie Smith here and talk to our second place finisher. Eddie, Jake, and Pat up in the booth. You got a copy? Feller. Well, a little bit of pit strategy. Well, a whole lot of pit strategy left you out there on a little bit older tires. And I didn't think those guys that came down and grabbed tires were going to be able to cut through up through the field as fast as they did there. But, man, a hell of a race from you, starting all the way back in the back and working your way up front. So kind of take me through your race here this evening, and especially how that tire strategy and everything played out at the end. He's like, nah. Yeah, it was all me. I didn't see anybody else in the cab of this truck. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, man. Well, congratulations, man. That hell of a race here tonight, man. Always look forward to seeing you out on the track, and definitely look forward to racing with you here soon, man. But congratulations tonight, buddy. Nah, not really. All right, let's grab Doug Neal here and talk to our third place finisher. Hey, Doug, it's Jake and Pat up in the booth. You got a copy? Man, what is this? 2 nights in a row we're talking? Well, man, a heck of a race here tonight, man. We caught you a couple different times coming through the field about mid pack or so, and then you found yourself on the right end of some pit strategy and being able to work your way up there. So, I mean, really, kind of take me through your night and how you brought that truck home in third place. He absolutely was. Yep. All you guys started out back. Well, we appreciate it, Doug. I gave you a good plug as you were racing around, though. But anybody that needs it, any button box needs or any of those types of things, please hit up Doug. He does amazing stuff, and we're glad to have him out here racing with us. But we definitely appreciate that, Doug, and congratulations again on that third place finish. Oh crap! I cut him off. Sorry, Doug. Sorry about that, buddy. That's on me. Whoops. And I just realized the entire time that Eddie Smith was doing his interview, I had Joe Yake's name on the screen. So for Eddie, there's your name on screen. That's all you get. Now let's go grab our race runner, Joe Gates. Joe Yakes, not Gates. Yakes. Joe, Pat and Jake up in the booth. You got a copy? Well, that is interesting. Why is it doing that?
I don't know. It seems to be always do that during the recruitment races.
Well, I think it's working now. Is it working now? Hang on. Is it working now? Joe, you actually have to talk.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry.
You know what I think I did? And I apologize to everybody. I honestly think I had that other audio muted the entire time. So when Jake, me, and you were calling the race together, we weren't really calling the race together. So that probably seemed really weird to everybody in Twitch land there.
Probably.
Hey, you want to know what? Jamie did the exact same thing last week.
Well, hey, Joe, people get to hear you, and that's the most important thing.
I am so excited right now.
Congratulations on the win here tonight, buddy. I mean, that was
Thank you so much.
that was a hard fought race. A lot of different pit strategy. Got tangled up there towards the end. I'm sure you weren't happy to have to bring that truck down pit road, but you had a set of tires, and then holy bleepity bleep bleep, did you come rocketing up through the field to take home the win tonight? So, kind of just take me through your race and how you did it.
Well, it didn't start off that well. We didn't qualify. I actually spun out in qualifying, so we had to start at the back. And then I just kind of settled in. We passed some cars, and we made the first pit stop, and then we came done with that. And I was like, "Wait, I'm in the top 10. What's going on right now?" And like, I was kind of surprised how fast we moved up. And then at one point we had a caution, and it was kind of like a split decision. Like some people came in, some didn't. And I was thinking tires, not fuel. And I was like, I want to save that set of tires, for the end of the race. And then we wound up getting that longer run at the end, and I'm sitting there. I'm just like, I'm waiting for a caution to come out, because if the caution doesn't come out, I had to pit like the next lap. And just unfortunately, I was in the caution, and I think I kind of came down a little bit, and David kind of came up. I mean, we were racing really, really hard. So I didn't want to be the caution, obviously, but it wound up being, the thing that let me get just a great drive through the end there.
And you want to know what? I got nothing to follow that up on, because you explained everything so perfect. So, Pat, that's all on you now.
Well, I mean, an outstanding race, Joe. Sponsors, shout outs, anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, before I shout out my sponsors, obviously, everything in the news with the veterans that were killed over there, obviously those are, on my mind, making sure that, their families are taken care of and safe. But other than that, obviously got to thank Indy Autosport, Martin Sports, our sponsors, Sim Racer Coin, and Lunatic Esports. And then obviously my teammates here with Trevor, Mike, and Tony out there.
Yeah, man. Well, always a lot of fun to watch your race, man. And I'm pretty happy that you came out here and got the win here tonight, man, because I know you've been battling all year long. And me and Jake were talking about it, which really probably sounded to all the viewers like me talking to myself. But about trouble seems to find you from time to time, and when you got caught up in that last caution, I'm like, gosh darn it, he was having such a great race, but almost ended up being a blessing in disguise as you were able to power that 87 truck home for the win. So, man, get out there and celebrate, Joe. Hell of a race tonight, man.
Will. Thank you.
And can't wait to see you in the upcoming season.
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking forward to it.
Right, congratulations, man.
Thank you. You guys have a good night.
You too. Well, crap, Jake.
That's funny.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and defend myself real quick. Not that anybody gives a crap, but since I was doing most of the race solo, I had muted one of the audio channels, knowing that you may jump in at some point in time. So I had it muted, and it didn't dawn on me to, well, obviously unmute it because I didn't. So. For everybody out there in Twitch land, I hope you have a great laugh over this, as I'm going to. I do. The only part about it that I feel bad is Doug's interview. And Doug really, when we asked him if he had any shout-outs or sponsors, he took a moment to just really send his thoughts and prayers out to the families of the service members that lost their lives today over in Afghanistan. So just a class act from Doug, and we truly appreciate that. But we'll wrap up the race here this evening. We'll take a look at our final results here. We won't go through the entire thing because there were a lot of drivers out here this evening. But we have 15 trucks that finish on the lead lap here tonight. Joe Yakes from Indy Autosports again takes home the win here tonight. Eddie Smith holds on with a little bit older tires and finishes in second. And routing on our podium is Doug Neal. Oh, Jake, you know what that means? That whole funny stuff that we did with Eddie. Nobody heard it.
Oh, that's right.
They only heard me.
Yeah.
Son of a gun, man. All right, let's rewind one more time.
Funny.
So for everybody that didn't catch it, when we asked Eddie, hey, do you got any sponsors you want to thank, anybody like that? He's like, nah, not really.
Nah. Well, I just want to thank you guys.
Yeah.
Hey, sure.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And then we were having some fun with it, and he continued on to say, I want to thank me, myself, and I for going out there and, racing tonight. So having a lot of fun with it. But a lot of great drivers here this evening. I want to give a shout out to Ryan Pendleton, one of our Goat Locker Series drivers, for finishing in the top 5. Jonah Colbert, one of the early leaders here this evening. was able to bring that truck home in 6th place. Charles Stevens Jr., our good buddy there, was having a great run, kind of got caught up there, but still gets a solid top 10 tonight in 8th. And then rounding out our top 10 is going to be Mike Browning here this evening. And Andrew Kurtz was able to get himself back up into the top 10 as well. And Jake, look at old Phil, the Hitman Monzo, coming home in 11th.
Man, that's a good run for him. I was hoping for a good top 10 for him, but hey, 11th is good enough.
So congratulations to him. I know that Phil plans on running the entire truck series this season coming up, and we couldn't be more excited about it, man. He's a stand-up guy for sure, and puts on a lot of things and does a lot of things for the sim racing community as well. But for myself here at Go Locker Racing, one, I hope you enjoyed the broadcast, as jacked up as it was at the end, but we still had a lot of fun with it. Two, I really hope you enjoyed the racing, and thank you to all of our sponsors and everybody that puts everything into this. Thank you to all the drivers that came out here this evening. We'll start posting stuff this week over the next few days about season number 2. We'll start setting race links and all that stuff, but please come over and join us in our Discord. Check us out on Facebook if you want to join up. Just shoot us a message. We'll get you in there. You can always look us up in iRacing as well, Goat Locker Racing. And then obviously, if you're listening to me right now, you know where to find us on Twitch. So please come check us out. But as we close out this broadcast, again, our thoughts and prayers are with those affected today and their families, and we wish them peace and through this just incredibly tough time. So thanks to everybody, and our thoughts and prayers are with them.